Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Valorous, the bare bones edition. And today we are going to take a look at character creation. We are not going to create a character, but we are going to go through the steps and we're going to talk it down and we're going to see how you do it for this game. And let's get to it right now. All right, we're going to take a look at character creation. In Valorous, every hero begins not as a blank slate, but as a person already shaped by heritage, culture, and choices. Character creation is not only about filling in numbers, it's about grounding your hero in story, where they came from, what drives them, why their deeds will be remembered. The process is straightforward, and each step builds on the last. By the end, you will have a hero fully equipped for play, a living character with roots, edges, and a spark of destiny already burning within. All right, 10 steps. 10 steps to being rich and famous, or 10 steps being a hero. Follow these steps to make your valorous character, a living hero shaped by origin, choice, and destiny. Each stage builds on not only your abilities, but the story of who you are and why you rise when others fall. Step 1. Assign primary abilities array. All heroes begin with typical in each of the 8 primary abilities: fighting, agility, strength, endurance, reason, intuition, psyche, and dynamic. These values represent your hero's natural potential before experience, training, or fate refines it. As the character grows through origin, culture, and profession, these abilities will shift upward, shaping the kind of legend they are destined to become. So everyone starts off typical in fighting ability, typical in strength, typical in reason. Starts off character creation at the same place. Now, you're all going to end up in different places at the end, but you start off in the same starting point. Select your origin. This is your race: human, elf, dwarf, gnome, or halfling. Your origin grants innate traits, languages, and limitations that define your natural gifts and the legacy of your kind. These are the bedrock of your being, the blood, bone, and breath that shapes how you see the world, how the world sees you. Origin determines not only what you are, but the potential that lies within you, because each race has ability maximums.
Well, I take back everything I said about the game. I'm getting it. I'm playing it because he has gnomes.
Yes. Step 3, select culture and social status. Choose a culture to represent the world that shaped you: nomadic, tribal, seafaring, weld, urban, pastoral, or deep dweller. Each culture reflects the terrain, traditions, and survival skills of your people. It defines how you were raised, what you learned before adventure called, and the instincts that still guide you. Your culture provides a +1 shift to your primary ability, your listed primary ability. We'll get to that in a second. 1 proficiency at novice from the culture's list. Okay, if you are from nobility, I imagine you would get a +1 in persuasion, or +1 in oratory, or I'm sorry, a proficiency in oratory or persuasion or stuff like that. Starting equipment and silver based on your social class: noble, peasant. You're gonna have different money, man. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. Monetary system. A sense of identity and belonging rooted in your homeland. Now, I want this to be perfectly clear. You at character creation get to choose these things. These aren't random rolls. You get to choose these things, which means there is no reason to play against character type when
Oh
you're
God.
playing. You chose this type.
Wouldn't that also though be part of the whole valor? Like when you consider that we're supposed to minimize gray areas and so forth.
Yeah.
Like, and anybody who knows me, is like kind of what he's implying there. Despise playing against type. It is a lazy way of being different. Find a way of being unique and interesting and being a good character within the type.
Yeah.
But it just seems like that would already start looking at the anti-hero, which this game kind of shuns. You see what I'm getting at, right? It seems like
Yeah.
playing against type would just be anathema to the game as a whole, for the
Yeah,
most
exactly.
part.
Yes, and since many other game systems have random life path type stuff, or tables to randomly roll on for your background or upbringing or whatever, and then there's at least some reason to play against type when you actually play against the game, because you feel like you got screwed over. In this one, you personally chose your
Mhm.
background, so don't fight it. Turn into the skid, right? You chose this. Do it. Your social class defines your place within society. We know that. Culture shapes the instincts you live by, the customs you follow, the songs you know, the way you greet the dawn. Social class shapes the weight of expectation or hardship upon your shoulders. Together, they form the foundation of your character's past, the life you lived before destiny gave you a name. This is your youth. This is your childhood. This is how you grew up before you became a hero. Again, you chose all of these things, so play these things. Next, you select your background. Your background reflects the life you lived before adventure called, the craft you practiced, the roads you walked, the lessons the world taught you. It grants a proficiency at novice. If in your childhood and your youth, your father was a blacksmith, well, guess what? You're probably a novice blacksmith. Or if your father was a roofer, you're a novice roofer. That's just the way it is. So that's it. Gear or wealth tied to your upbringing. If you have a noble upbringing, you will have more money for gear. You will have a shiny sword and pristine armor. If you grew up in a slum, you will have a really crappy blunt dagger and a bunch of newspaper inside your clothes as armor. So, life sucks.
I don't know. Paper's pretty expensive. Just saying.
Fair. Occasionally, a boon or a bane that echoes your past. A boon or a bane is bought and sold during character generation. We're going to go over that in a minute. Select starting proficiencies. Tally all proficiencies gained from your origin, culture, and background to determine your starting skills. Each proficiency represents training, practice, or natural aptitude, the things you've learned to do well long before taking up your sword. Proficiencies grant a flat bonus to feat rolls. Novice is anywhere from 1 to 10%, journeyman 11 to 15, master 16 to 20. Proficiencies are the difference between guessing and knowing. They turn raw ability into mastery and make your hero's actions truly their own. Now, novice, obviously, 1 to 10% is not as strong as a whole column shift or two column shifts, not as strong as 1 or 2 column shift. But it can easily be the difference between success and failure if it's close. Duplicate proficiencies. If you gain the same proficiency at novice more than once during character generation, the first instance grants 1%. The second instance raises it to 11%, the lowest level of the next highest proficiency rating. And if you gain it a third time, it adds 1% to the total. So you can't go from novice to master by getting it 3 times. You can't do that.
Oh.
You go novice to journeyman, and then every other instance you add 1%. Proficiencies may exceed 15% at no proficiency may exceed 15% at character creation. OJT is a thing. Training only goes so far. Select starting talents. Choose your starting talents, usually 2 or 3 depending on your background or overlay, plus another 2 free picks of your choice. Talents represent the distinctive edges, instincts, and advantages that make your hero unique. A practice trick, an unshakable trait, a gift that sets them apart. This is the one that gives you column shifts in certain situations only. For example, hand-to-hand fighting, melee combat. You could have a +1 column shift if you have a talent in melee fighting, or sword fighting, or climbing, or lifting. If you want to get a talent in lifting, I don't see that as particularly useful all the time, but okay, you can do that. Select starting profession overlay. Here's a good one. Choose a profession overlay to define your hero's present path. Now you're at the hero part. Knight errant, slayer, thief, ranger, cannonate, spellbinder, bard, mystic, scout, or sellsword. Your overlay represents who you have become since leaving your ordinary life behind and what role you play in the wider world. Each overlay provides +1 shift to 1 physical or 1 mental ability, 3 proficiencies at novice, upgraded if overlaps occur, 3 tier 1 talents, gives you a 1 column shift in something with alternates to overlap, 1 boon and 1 bane of equal intensity, and starting gear and silver, up to 150 silver in value, depending on your background. Nobles get more because you started with more.
So I'm looking up there. I saw 3 that are particularly. See, we had sellsword.
That's probably a
thief,
mercenary.
right? No, I get it. And a slayer. That sounds heroic. That sounds like a valorous person right there. I'm a slayer.
Hey, if you add the word monster in front of that, you're a hero to the people. You are a hero to all people everywhere.
I define monster as
Like Goblin Slayer. Oh, he kills goblins. Goblins are monsters. Shut up. Shut up. All right. Step 8, roll or select hero's call. Every hero is defined by the moment that changed everything. What made you go from the Thatcher's son to a knight errant? What turned you from the normal path you were supposed to take to what you are now? And later on, we're going to see the list. Hero's Call grants a paired boon and bane, inseparable halves of the same destiny. The gift empowers you, the burden tests you. Together, they shape the nature of your legend, the echo of who you were, and the promise of who you are meant to become. So, when you choose your Hero's Call, or you roll it if you want to, it's fine. It's up to you. Roll or choose. You get a bonus boon and a bonus bane added to your character sheet. Purchase starting equipment. Using your silver from your background and your overlay, you get the tools and the weapons you need to go on your hero's journey. And there are equipment packages if the judge wants to offer. Like, this is your basic knight package. This is your basic slayer package. This is your basic sellsword package, whatever.
Is it better to do that than to waste it? Because one of the things...
It depends on the situation, and it depends on how much time you want to spend in character generation.
Yeah, because I usually, for me, equipment buying is like the part I hate the most.
Well, then you would ask the judge for a package and be okay with that. That's fine. Apply final touches. This is putting all of it down on the character sheet. Add all the rank shifts from all of the different origin, culture, background overlay, and the hero's call. Assign the additional shifts to your primary abilities. And then you calculate your health, which is your FASE added together. The number total added together. Good is 10 points, excellence 20 points, remarkable is 30 points, and so on. You add up all your physical ability score numbers, that's your health. You run out of health, that you're dead. It's hit points. That's it. And mind has hit points as well. Reason, intuition, psyche, and dynamic. Add those numbers together. And that is your total psychic hit points, basically, your mental hit points. Karma is health plus mind. Total put together. And we're gonna go into karma after character generation. Legend. Unless granted by a background overlay or boons or banes, you get 0. These values represent your hero's vitality, intellect, and destiny, the 3 pillars that will carry them through every challenge ahead. Now, I didn't get into karma and legend because it's not important for character generation. It's important during gameplay to affect the world around you because you are special. You have karma and legend to help adjust rolls, to add or subtract columns from your roll, re-roll things maybe, stuff like that. Distribute health, mind, skill points. Health divided by 10, rounded down, equals pool of percentage points to distribute among physical proficiencies. Combat, athletics, survival, stealth. This is you got a novice proficiency, you got a journeyman proficiency during character creation. You start at the minimum, 1% for novice, 11% for journeyman, and then you get your proficiency points to distribute amongst all that to add to it. So not everyone starts the game playing at 1%. You can get 8, 9. Maybe it'll jump up to 15. Who knows? Depending on your physical proficiency. Mind is the same thing for mental proficiency. You may assign these freely, but no single proficiency may exceed 15% from this adjustment. Remember, you can't go from 1 to 20. What? I got all the numbers. Yeah, if you can't spend it, you lose it. You can't bring a proficiency above 15% ever during character generation. You can't.
Gotta have room to grow.
Play. Yeah, only through actual play, actual experience playing. Finalize with talents, boons, and banes. Finalize equipment and silver. All this means write it on your character sheet. Virtue and corruption. Every hero begins with 1 blessing and 1 damnation. as reflections of their moral weight and the choices that will shape them. These evolve naturally through play, growing with your deeds and failures alike. At this point, your hero is complete, not just a collection of numbers, but a living part of the story. You stand ready to face danger, defy despair, and carve your legend into the world. Live valorous. All right. And then we have judges' notes. Keep it grounded in story. Every number tells part of a tale. Each step of character creation should open a window into who the hero is, not just what they can do. That's why the most important parts of this character generation is not your ability score. The most important parts are your boons and banes, your proficiencies, your talents. Those tell you what you can do, what you have done, the kind of person you are. That's the most important part of character generation, because it helps you play your character and it solidifies how your character is going to react to the world. If you are a noble, the world is going to react to you in a certain way and you're going to react to it in a certain way. Much more differently than you would if you were a peasant. The world's going to look at you like you're trash because you're a peasant. And you're going to react to the world in a different way as well. The world never gave you anything. You had to claw and scrape for everything you have. That's part of your personality, of your character now. That's how you grew up. That's how you think. Play your character appropriately. You chose this background. You chose your overlay or class, knight errant, mage, whatever, slayer, thief, ranger. You chose that. So you play your character as if he is that. If you're playing a thief, make decisions like a thief. If you're playing a mystic, make decisions like a mystic. Stuff like that.
Honorable thief, sir. A valorous thief.
Yes, you're all very Robin Hoodie. And you can actually wear a hoodie, I guess, if you want. Balance boons and banes. Boons and banes are narrative tools, not punishments or power-ups. Urge players to lean into their banes as opportunities for drama, humor, and growth. A bane is not an impediment all the time. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at some banes. Just so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Boons and banes, 113. Keep forgetting it's always 3 off. All right. A minor bane gives you 1 point to buy a boon. Moderate bane gives you 2 points to buy a boon, and so on. Take a look at what they are. Boons. Banes. Here we go. Minor banes. Aggressive or hot-headed. Must roll psyche to resist lashing out. At higher intensities, anger rules you. Okay, lashing out does not mean you're throwing hands. Lashing out means you could yell at somebody because they're chewing too loud. Max?
Oh, I feel called out on that one.
And you are called out because I called you out by name. But it's just like that. It can be hubris. It can start the ball rolling in a certain way that doesn't necessarily end bad for you. But it's just something that you chose to be able to role play. Timid voice. Your -1 column shift to all persuasion or intimidation within groups. When you're talking to groups, you're not very good at it. You're not a good public speaker. You talk like this. I'm so sorry. Everybody quiet down.
What's the police academy chick?
Police academy. Yes. The woman in police academy. Yeah. Curious. -1 column shift to psyche feats when resisting mysteries. That's just, oh man, what's in the box? Or what does that button do?
What's the opposite of that one? Like
No.
I'm so not curious. So like,
Jaded.
something important.
I don't care.
There's something important down that way. That's nice. I'm on the path. Leave me alone.
Moderate banes. Unlucky. Once per session, downgrade a full success to a partial success. Is that horrible? No, you still succeeded. Just not as well. 1 time per session. And if you never roll a full success, well, then it never happens to you. Think of it that way.
Or if what's beyond full success? Hey, those don't get tampered with.
Yeah, there you go. Debt bound. You owe a patron. Once per session, they may demand repayment. You cannot forget. Okay, the payment on your loan is due. Not a full payment. This is your payment plan. It's due today. You got to pay it. Okay. Distrusted. -2 column shift to social feats with one group. Clergy, nobles, merchants. Your name carries suspicion. Your father was a bookie. And one of the people on his books was the local cardinal. And he called out the cardinal publicly. Well, now the clergy looks down on your entire family because they called out the cardinal. That could happen. That's just an example, but that could happen. So you're -2 column shifts whenever you're dealing with clergy because someone gave you a bad name. So not all of these are like, oh my God, these affect me all the time. No, these banes are mainly for the judge or game master to hook you into on an adventure or a side quest or something like that. That's what these banes are for. And the severity of the bane is just how big is the hook.
Fragile
Like
Bones
how,
sounds fun.
yeah, there you go. How hard is it to deny this? And think of major banes, cursed. -3 shift to resist a supernatural effect. Like you are, for some reason, you really, really are what?
Zealot! I got
Zealot.
it!
Oh, your faith or cause is absolute. You cannot compromise. Others must bend or break.
Yeah!
This is the hyper paladin. That's what this is. The hyper paladin. You
The
are
Crusader.
a hyper paladin.
Yeah.
You're
Yep.
a crusader. Yeah, basically, yes. This is this. I don't recommend this for the novice role player because this can destabilize a table hard.
Yeah, because people get very aggressive with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Crippling fear. You choose a trigger. Fire, storms, undead, spiders. You are -3 column shifts to all feats when exposed to your greatest fear. You're afraid of ghosts. And you see a ghost. You're -3 to all feats while the ghost is around. Because you're scared out of your damn mind. Same with spiders. Or when there's a fire. Or in confined spaces. Whatever. These are more role-playing than they are detrimental. But when you go in the major banes, yeah, they're detrimental as well.
I don't know. Unwilling medium doesn't seem like a role playing. Like, what do you mean I'm
resist
possessed?
possession, despair, or domination. Yeah, that's bad. But that stuff doesn't happen every day. But when it does happen, it happens to you. A lot. But again, they're meant for the judge or game master to give flavor to the game, to make the world more personal. That's what the banes are for. If a judge is constantly throwing banes in your face as a punishment, they're doing it wrong. 100%. These should not happen every day. Unless you're dumb enough to say, I have a crippling fear of air. Well, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Become Aquaman. That's all I got. But that's just stupid. No one would ever do that, and no judge would allow that. So there you go. So again, it is for creating an interesting and exciting atmosphere in a role-playing session. That's what the banes are for. And boons are the same thing, only they actually are the boons are more commonly used than banes. So there's a disparity from what I've read of the boons and banes. Boons are a lot more helpful than banes are hurtful. For example, we saw the major bane. It was real bad. Some of them are real bad. Let's check out the major boon. Element touched. +3 shifts to resist one element, immune to natural forms of that element. Fire, frost, lightning. You're just going to be immune to fire. You're going to be immune to cold, stuff like that. Fated Survivor. Once per session, remain standing until the end of turn when reduced to 0 health. Death will wait. It's basically a death stand. You're not going to die until you decide to. Hero's Fortune. Begin each session with plus 10 karma. Karma, again, is used to alter rolls in your favor. Indomitable Will. Once per session, ignore all fear or charm for a single turn. Your spirit cannot be broken. Legend's Blood. Plus 3 column shifts to all fame or recognition rolls. You're just more famous because you're you. Marked by Prophecy. Once per session, lower an impossible task to difficult. Fate bends the story around you. That's plot armor, man. This major boon gives you plot armor. Something that would be impossible is now just hard. It's hard. What? That's crazy. Old Soul. Echoes of Past Lives grant 4 proficiencies at 5%.
Might not sound like a lot, but over time, that adds up.
Oh God, 4 different proficiencies at 5%. You start the game with around that much from character creation, and then you get 4 more just by taking this boon. 5%'s no joke. 5% is almost a column shift in your favor for 4 different things. That's not bad. Sixth Sense. Premonitions expand to warn the threats to allies. Hang on. Sixth Sense. Once per session, act during a surprise round, even when ambushed. You felt it coming. And as the major boon, you can feel it when your allies are going to be attacked as well, and you knew it was coming.
Just look over and say, think quick.
Yeah. And you do.
Yep.
So yes, the boons benefit outweigh the bane's detriment almost every time, because they have a different purpose. A boon is to make your character stronger. A bane is to make your character more grounded in reality, to attach you to the world by some consequence, a debt, a bad reputation, whatever. It's what the world does to you, and boons are what you do to the world, and you're better at it. All right, I think that's going to be about it. That's now, I didn't go through the entire book, all right?
It
would take too long. It's already late. So I wouldn't go through the entire book in 3 segments. I couldn't do it. But the fate system, the idea of the world, and how a character is generally built are the most important factors in wanting to get this book or not. Like, for example, Max over here probably wouldn't play this because of the way the book wants you to play your character. And that's fine. That's what these segments are about.
I think it would depend on how strict.
Depending on how strict the judge is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I were the judge, I'd be very strict on this. So he wouldn't want to play in my game.
Right.
Definitely. Right. But another judge may not be so strict. But it gives him the idea of what the game is about, what this book stands for. Do I want to spend money on this book or not? Hopefully, if you like the idea of truly heroic gameplay, if you like the idea of only having to have a pencil, a paper, and a percentile dice to play this game fully, and if you like the idea of medieval fantasy with sword and board and magic as its base, then you might want to get this book. And that is it. What do we have for any chat?
Really, it was just more about people just talking back and forth. The only one that I starred was this one. Also, in the errata, novice proficiency start at 5%, not 1% during character creation.
Oh, okay. All right. They only start at 1% if you get it after character generation, or is it 5% all the time? That's fine. At character generation, it's 5%. Okay, that's good.
So, okay. Well, with that, we had 62 people watching at one point here.
It's amazing.
Oh, we should probably actually end the,
the
video first.
Yeah, end the video. Wrap
cool.
it up.
So,
there it is.
Do you know what you're covering next week? Probably not, I'm guessing.
Well, someone gave me a 1-page game. Honey Heist.
So that's one segment.
That is a segment. I don't know what the other segment's going to be about, but damn it, I'm
Um,
doing Honey Heist. You know why? Something so simple that it's so easy to just pick up and do. Well, I got to cover it, especially if you have children. This is going to be great.
So
all
maybe
about being a
Heathen Dog
bear.
will have the read through next week, and I'll have the overview. I don't know.
There you go.
All right, well, look forward to that. And yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm covering either, but I hope if you like Valorous, you can check the link out in the description. It should be there where you can purchase your copy of it. And yeah, let us know your thoughts. With that, please like, subscribe, and share. Talk to you next time.
Bye bye.